Hey, what's going on, guys? GoMonkeyGames here. In this video we're going to be coding a simple widget to get the input from both physical keyboard or this screen keyboard to get Korean characters as the output. So these are the Hangul characters, which is a Korean alphabet, and I'm now learning Korean, and the language is really awesome, to say at least. And I felt some sort of a need of have an opportunity of practicing in typing Korean words. And obviously I could have used Google Translate for this purposes, but I decided that it might be kind of fun to create some sort of my own simple tool for this kind of purpose. So this is how it works. So I have English as my operating system language currently, but the idea is when I input something, it turns to Hangul characters. And just to avoid this sort of a randomness, let's say I just type hello in Korean, which would be 안녕하세요. So I can simply say 안녕하세요, like this. And the idea is that the characters are getting grouped like we do form a syllable from by inputting single characters. And this is done implicitly by the Hangul.js library, which we would be using in this tutorial. And exactly the same can be achieved if we do use this screen keyboard. So we can simply say like 안녕 like this, and this is kind of it. So if you're interested in having this sort of a app or web page, this is just a single HTML file, a web page. If you're interested in having this sort of a one coded on your own, let's actually start doing this. So the very first thing we'll need would be the library that is called Hangul.js, and let me just quickly search for that library. And we would be using two essential functions, assemble and disassemble. So disassemble allows to have the initial input in Hangul and split this into the letters, like characters formulating this kind of word. And assemble does, on the contrary, we do have this list of characters as the input, and we have like the word as the output. So both run the cards for our kind of needs. And it also has a CDN, so we don't actually need to create anything like we don't really need to install this library or something. So let's call this project like Hangul keyboard keyboard.html, and let's run it now. So we don't need this one, we don't need this one as well, and let's also open this in the text editor. Okay, so the very first thing we want to import Hangul.js library. Okay, or let's just make it probably like this. Okay, and then we want to have our text area. Well, let's actually have a div to centralize our text area. So let's say align equals to center, and yeah, this is kind of it. And here we'll have a text area, and let's have rows equal to 10 rows. Also, I want to specify some custom styles here. So let's make a width equal to 500 pixels. And also I want the font size to be slightly bigger than the normal one. So it would be 30 pixels here, like so. And text area. And also we need to give an ID because, or hold on a sec, yeah, we need to give it an ID. So ID would be equal to, let's call it Korean text, or just Hangul text. Hangul text, save, and let's have a look what we have so far. Yeah, so this is our basic input. Let's open the console because we will need to print some this specific debugging information. And now the next thing to consider, we need to replace the English, this English characters by the corresponding Hangul characters. Well, I made some stickers from paper, and using a glue, I put them into my on my keyboard on my laptop. Unfortunately, the camera, the notebook camera, the laptop camera doesn't allow me to show you this, but here down below I have some paper labels on my keys, which gives me an idea like how these English characters are mapped to Hangul characters. But in order to avoid spending time on this, I would just simply reuse those from the example I have here, and I just take this one, so just copy, and okay. And also now we'll have our main script, so this is kind of like a main script, and here we have this sort of a mapping. So this is just an object. Well, as far as this is the constant, let's make it like uppercase. So Hangul, and here the idea is that we take English character as the input, and then we use the Hangul character as output. Well, optionally, if you want this sort of an app working independently of the system input language, you can rely on key codes instead, which are the integers. So that might be on the cards as well. So probably using integers instead of this this kind of characters, or maybe some additional logic to transform that the integer to the string format as well might be on the cards. So it's kind of like implementation dependent already. Okay, and now we need to add an event here, and the event would be onkeydown. So every time when we press a key on a keyboard, we need some sort of a function to fire respectively. So onkeydown, and let's call the function let's call it input Hangul. Let's call it input Hangul, and it doesn't even need any anything as the input. So here now so here I want to handle user input from keyboard, from physical keyboard. Okay, and this would be the function input Hangul, and let's just make sure that it does kind of fire, everything is kind of working. Okay, so every time we press a key, it kind of works, which is really good. Okay, so now we need to extract the pressed key from the window event, from the window key press event. So we want to extract pressed key, and let's say let key equals to window dot event dot key, like this, and let's log this to console. So console log and log our key. Okay, and let's go for it. So now I can keep track of what kind of key in particular I'm having here. And now the next step is we need to replace what we currently have as the input with these Hangul characters. So the logic is the following. So let's say we want to print Hangul, and we use this key as the key for the object, right? So let's have a look at this again. Now you see, like here I input English characters, but I have the Hangul characters that are mapped to the corresponding English characters. And now the next thing to consider, we need to replace what we have here, and we need to actually use this sort of a characters. But the very first thing to consider, I need to say that if we do have something in response, so if corresponding character exists, I mean, like, this won't work for backspace, space, and other keys like enter as well. So in this case, I want to say window.event.prevent default, and this should disable actually entering text inside. Okay, and now we need to manually add our mapped characters. So here we want to disable Roman letters from let's just say a hack to avoid printing Roman letters. Okay, and now we need to append. So let's actually now we need to append with the corresponding key to this sort of an element to our text area, to Hangul text. Sorry, so Hangul text. So let's say let text. So this so here we want to extract text area DOM element. So text equals to document.get element by ID and Hangul text, like this. And now we can say text.value plus equals and what we have here. So we use this mapped character. So let's check if this kind of works. Okay, awesome. So now from now on we can actually input Hangul characters directly. So let's specify the comment tree here as well. So here we want to input Hangul characters instead of Roman characters. Okay, and the next thing, we actually need to make this assembling and disassembling of these characters. So if you just have a look at the documentation, again, let's go to Hangul.js and have a look at the documentation. So the very first thing to consider, so I mean, like, I already know some pitfalls here, but I just want to walk through the steps that I've been through just to show you all the possible pitfalls here. So Hangul assemble. So as long as we do import this script, this Hangul is available already, so we can use it directly. Hangul assemble, and then we can just here is the input that we need in order to get our kind of word, right? So But first, let's say console log. We need to split the string that we have here into the array of characters. So let's say console log text dot value dot split, and like this. Let's just see what we have. So now we have the exact input that we can use for our assemble function. So from now on, we can actually do the following thing. So we can say like Hangul, and now this Hangul starts being available as soon as we do input this sort of a library, just to bear in mind this fact. So assemble, and we use this array as an input, but we also need to update the value of our text value. So text value would be equal to this assembled sort of a stuff. Now let's have a look how it works. So let's say I want to print the word Han, which means Korean. So H-A-N, and you see, like, here is the pitfall. So it should, this N should be down below, but it's not, and that's because it can assemble this kind of character that consists of exactly two characters. So it can assemble the one that has two characters with the one that has one character. So so the input for our assemble function, as stated in the documentation, should be a single character, like single characters. So in order to get those single characters, we actually need to disassemble what we currently have there. So in order to convert this sort of a thing into a single syllable, which would be Han, we need to disassemble this two characters into two characters, right? So here's how it goes. So here we actually assemble characters, and also we want to disassemble characters here. So it would be, we want to disassemble, and hold on a sec. So it takes a string, right? Just hold on a sec, guys. I just want to make sure equals to console log. Just don't remember how exactly this probably gives, disassemble should give an array, right? Okay, so let's say Han, yeah, it gives an array. So actually, we can probably create parsed. And we can just assemble parsed. I did this in a slightly different way, but okay. On Google, perfect. Yeah, so this is it. So the idea is that just log this parsed, just to give you an idea. So console log and this parsed. So this should be an array now. So and you see, like, all the characters, all this like building blocks that the syllable consists of. Yeah, let's call it like this. So all the characters that the syllable consists of are being split into an array of this most like this characters, this building blocks, and then there's sort of an input. No matter how many there are, things like I can make it like Hangul, and so on. So this means Korean. So this sort of is all this is kind of single word. It means Korean, like Korean language. Let's say Hangul, and here is the parsed version of it, right? And then we assemble. Then we use this sort of a parsed version as an input to our assemble function, and eventually we have this sort of an input, and we do this automatic replacement. So I hope this is quite pretty clear, and this is actually it regarding handling this physical keyboard input. And all we need to do further on here is actually to add some keyboard. So just in order to avoid doing this by hands, because it would take kind of too long, I will go for a bit of a hack, and I'll make it programmatically. It won't look like that great, but it would look as it looked when I initially showed you this at the beginning of the video. So let's give an ID to the parent div, and let's actually call this one a keyboard. So this would be the screen keyboard, and here in particular I want to add a couple of new lines, right? Save. And now the next thing, I want to render screen keyboard. So this the next code would fire every time the web page actually loads. So let's say I just even probably make it like so. Yeah, so the first thing we need to extract keyboard DOM element, right? So let keyboard equals to document dot get element by ID and keyboard. Okay, and just to make sure that we can actually work with this, if I say keyboard dot inner HTML plus equals some text. Okay, so yeah, now it does add some something. Okay, so the next thing to consider, we need to loop over all the Hangul characters. So I can say simply like object dot values, and the object is Hangul. This object, so I want to loop over these values that we already have there. Okay, Hangul, and I want to say for each, and I will use the short arrow function. So the first would be the character itself, and the second one would be a count. So let's console log both just to make sure that the syntax is correct. So let's have a look. Okay, so we have characters. Yeah, okay. Now the reason why I need the count, just to have the splitted lines, like that would kind of mimic how the keys are done on the physical keyboard. Just to give you an idea what I mean by saying this. I'm sorry, not Hangouts. Sorry. Google Translate. So if we use if we have a look at the Korean keyboard at Google Translate, so this is the layout to the actual physical keyboard. I would be using the double consonants and the specific kind of like complicated vowels as the separate. So this 6 would be separate, and here I want to have like this line, and this line, because it's really natural way of how to place these characters, and it's really kind of like easy to type when you have this sort of order for the characters. So we have okay, first let's actually go for so want to append buttons to keyboard, and I want to say just like keyboard dot inner HTML plus equals, and now I want to create the button element, so probably let's go for a multi-line format here. So yeah, I want to have a button. Let's stop here for a while, and button, and probably oh yeah, okay, sorry guys, just hold on a sec. So let's actually use the single quotes for now. I can actually could avoid that. Okay, doesn't matter. So, and here I want to use the character. Okay, save, and let's have a look. So here are all the characters we have. Okay, so the next thing, well, actually yeah, I just want to, let's go for like this. Let's go like this. So I hope still works. Well, I'm not sure why it starts giving some extra spaces, but this is actually not it's not that bad really. Okay, so no, let me stick to this scenario as instead. Okay, so first let's get done with the layout. So want to append lines, so let's put them in quotes, lines. Let's say split buttons into 4 rows, right? So, and now I say if count is equal to, and now let's let's count here in Google Translate. So you'll now get what I'm trying to do, guys. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So if count is equal to 9, I want to say keyboard plus equals, and the new line break, probably even a couple of might be on the cards. Yeah, it's good, but hold on a sec. Hold on. Sorry, I'm a little bit confused by the fact that it doesn't actually well, it drops at the proper key, but hold on a sec, why it doesn't go further on? Extremely sorry guys, I don't know, just probably doing something weird. Okay, so how did I do this previously? Oh, probably I should take this into, yeah, within the parentheses. Not sure if this is gonna be working, but let's try. Save. Okay guys, just hold on a sec. Oh my god guys, I'm sorry. Obviously we need to say inner HTML. What am I doing? I don't even need this, guys, really. So yeah, here we go. Okay, and now we need to add a new line after, but we don't need this one anymore. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 90. Okay, or count equals to 90. Let's have a look. Not exactly. 18. Okay, and this one starts here. 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably 24. Or count equals to 24. Okay, nope, 23. Sorry, 25. Okay, and is this really now kind of it? Stops here. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, probably in the initial version I had some sort of a mistake because it looks a little bit different. Okay. Okay, and yeah, I guess this might be just fine. So let's add some styling to this button. So let's say style, and let's set the font size to 30 pixels, just like we have in our input here. Okay. Yeah, now it doesn't actually fit exactly this width. Well, okay then, so I can actually try to make the font size slightly bigger in this case. I just want to match the width of, yeah, this is a little bit too much. Just want to make the width, yeah, like this, of the text area and of the buttons exactly the same. That's the idea. I don't know, probably it could be, I could have had some spaces between here, but I really want to have the buttons like, make like space and backspace here. So just to keep them all together. Again, like the layout is just a kind of placeholder here. So the functionality is the key thing. Okay, so now we have the buttons, but they are dead at the moment. So we need to assign an onclick event for them. So onclick, and let's create a function screen keyboard input, like this. By the way, how did I call this function? Input Hangul, or just to name this screen, if I call this screen. So let's call this one actually a keyboard. Let's call this physical keyboard. Oh my god, I hope I'm spelling physical correctly. keyboard input. Sorry guys, just really need to check this because all these tiny little typos might be really horrible physical. Oh man, I did a mistake. What? How could I? How could I do that bad? Obviously physical like this. Physical. And here screen keyboard. So we take this physical keyboard input and rename this one. Save, and this should be working still on Google. Okay, seems like it's working. Okay, another disaster, we don't have an autofocus, so let's add the autofocus as well. Let's say autofocus, save, and now good, we have the autofocus. Screen keyboard is not defined. Yeah, we didn't yet define the function, so now let's take this one, copy, save, and here we want to handle user input from screen keyboard. Okay, so this would be the function. Save, and I want to pass the key the following way. So here I would be passing this, like the particular DOM object we're clicking on, so literally the button. And here let's just say console log and this key, and actually, like, let's say it's not the key, it's button. Literally this is the button. So button here. Let's have a look. So every time we click, we have a button, and we now can extract this inner HTML. So let's say, so we want to extract button character. So let key equals, so this is this kind of like the same key as we had here, right? But we no longer need to deal with Hangul mapping because we already have the Hangul character here. So we can simply say like button dot inner HTML, and now let's log the key, and from now on we hopefully see the Hangul characters. Okay, perfect. Right, you see the Hangul characters are there. Okay, and now we need to make this sort of a logic as well. So what would be the same? So we need to parse exactly the same. So this, I'm sorry. So the parsing logic is the same. Sorry guys, just change my tab width. Okay, and also here it's a text value, copy, but we don't need the map in here, so we just use the key, and that's kind of it. And yeah, let's have a look. Text is not defined. Oh yeah, and also we need to extract this DOM element of our text area. Okay, so let's try. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, but the problem is it loses the focus, so we also need to want to force focus on text area, so actually this should be done after extracting so here, and by simply saying text, which is the DOM element, don't forget this, so text.focus, this should be doing the trick. So, and we still have the focus, so we can continue typing like this and then going back to the screen keyboard. So Hangul, okay, good. So this is almost it, and two more buttons we need are the space button, and also we need the backspace button. Okay, so let's actually now, by the way, can we just make it like, yeah. So now we want to, oh, sorry. Yeah, it's actually, drop it as is. So I want to render space and backspace buttons. The reason why I'm not doing this in the HTML, sorry guys, because I did append this stuff dynamically here, so, and I really want to ensure that well, actually I could have, well, actually could put them outside of the keyboard, but it won't be no logic behind this. So let's do this programmatically. So let's just say like, and let's put this, oh man, no, I didn't mean this. So we don't need any characters, we just want the font size is the same, so this one would be space, another one would be arrays, and well, let's just call it, maybe add space, and add backspace. How did I do this initially? Sorry guys, just don't even remember. Oh, I've been reusing the existing function here. Okay, so let's go this way. So let's reuse this sort of a thing. So copy and paste this right over in here. But here we want to use the space. Okay, copy, and here I want to use the backspace, but we call it arrays. And here let's use the backspace character. Does it work like this? You kidding me? Why it doesn't work? Oh, hold on a sec. Oh, because, oh man, what am I? Okay. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry about this. Well, let me actually, guys, I'm sorry. I just use a bit of a copy paste here. It's not really essential from the program perspective. So let me just go for this and paste like so. Okay, I just need to use screen keyboard. Okay, and now we only need to add some tiny little changes. Token 1111. tiny little changes. So it doesn't work now because it tries to, because currently it tries to button to use the key, it adds the key. So so here, by the way, changing the commentary. So this would be the else clause, and we want actually characters from screen keyboard. From screen keyboard. Okay, so we say if button equals to space, we just want to say text dot value plus equals space, and that's it. Else if button equals to backspace character, we want to say text dot value equals text dot value, and I want to slice the very last character, so from 0 to -1, like this. And if I did everything correctly, this hopefully should now be working. So space and backspace. Okay, so Google, and now if we erase, okay, if I just erase the single character, right, and here erase both. Okay, so I guess this is kind of it. So now let's try to write thanks for watching in Korean. Thanks for watching this video apparently. Okay, so it's kind of like a bonus for those who is following my Learn and Practice Korean blog here on onklick's channel. So let's try to write. So kind of testing part. So I want to say 이거 비디오에서 봐주세요. Not 봐주세요, just have a look. 이거 비디오 봐 감사합니다. 이거 비디오 봐 감사합니다. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure if that's correct from the Korean perspective. We'll check that in the Google Translate, but let's actually try. So 이거, this means like this. So 이거 video would be in Konglish. So like Konglish means English words spelled with Hangul characters. So video equal video. Now the dictionary form of the verb to see would be poda, poda, like this, poda, but we need bosso. Actually we need the past one. Yeah, so this would be bo. Oh my god, bo. Bosso. I'm not sure if this is correct. I'm sorry, guys. Let's check this in Google Translate. No, it's open. Oh, I forgot how to spell this. I forgot. Say so. Bo so. Ah, okay. Bo. It should be bo. Oh, sorry. Bo. So. Like this. And okay, I'll check this later. And now 감사합니다, which means thank you, or could have used 덕분에 as well, but I don't remember how that is spelled. So let's stick to 감사합니다. If I only could remember how that is spelled. 감사 감사합니다. I'm not sure, but let's try copy and so in theory this should mean thank you for watching this video. Oh my god, this is it. Thank you for watching this video. Oh, I have a chance in Korean. Okay. 이거 비디오 봤어. 이거 비디오 봤어. 감사합니다. Okay guys, so what can I say? 이거 비디오 봤어. 감사합니다. And this is it from my side. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So if you have any interesting ideas on this particular app, or if you want some improvements or something similar, or probably some interesting projects related to Korean learning, feel free to leave your commentaries down below this video, and if there would be something interesting, I will probably could have a look at your ideas, and probably we could have implement them as well. So it's really hard to say, it depends. Okay guys, so 이거 비디오 보아서 감사합니다, and this is it from my side. Until the next time, and take care.